Assalamu alaikum. This will be the episode where I get a little bit more vulnerable, a little bit more humble, you could say. I had a coach a couple of years ago from Russia, this like hardcore Mafia type of guy, like a stereotypical Russian dude. And there was something really interesting about him. Let's just call him Vladimir, just for the sake of this episode. He was kind of stupid. And I don't mean this in like an insulting way, because he was really, really smart, but at the same time, I would say he was really stupid. There was once a time when he sent me a video in the morning. It was a video of him saying, "You should sign this petition. I'm going to send you the link and we're going to start this Russian community in Sydney and then you can be a part of it," saying all these things. That same night, I signed it up and I went to training. When I came, I said, hey, Vladimir, I finally signed that form that you gave me. What's that for again? And he said, "What the hell are you talking about? What form are you talking about?" I'm like, "What do you mean? You sent me this video." I showed him that video and he completely forgot that he made that video and he sent it to me. He was like, "What? That's me." It was like literally him. He's like, "That's me." Like, "Yeah, you sent it this morning." And he's like, "What? I don't remember that." Anyway, let's just keep training. And he just completely forgot about it. And he would do these types of things a lot. Like, he just wasn't his memory was really weak. I remember this all the time. It's another funny story. I brought one of my friends into training, this good friend of mine. And they met and he was like, "Oh, you're really good at this, you're really good at that. You should buy a uniform and you should come start training from next day." My friend ends up buying a uniform. We get him this like really good like gi and everything. He comes back again 2 or 3 days later with me. And he's wearing the uniform and everything. He's so happy. He's like, "Oh, the coach likes me." Vladimir looks at him and says, "Oh, that's a really nice gi. Where did you get it from?" And he was like, "You gave it to me. I came to training a couple of days ago on Tuesday." And I said, "Yeah, he came with me. You met him." And he was like, "Really? I don't remember this guy." Right? So this guy was like very, very like his brain didn't work that well. But at the same time, he was really, 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 really smart. He organized these massive events. He created this whole community. It's like he had this like almost like a cult. Like everybody who was going to Sambo, like we would all go to these places together, right? He would say, "Okay, we're all meeting at the sauna." Anytime he did anything, everybody would come because he was so charismatic. I would come to all his events just because I just I liked being around him. He had that vibe, he had that aura. And then we did these performances and we had these massive events and it was just a really amazing experience. The reason he managed to achieve so much is not because he was good at school. It's not because he was good at like psychology. He really wasn't good at anything. But he was just really focused on his goals. Right? Now, a lot of us Muslim men and women, we have this really deep insecurity. When we do something wrong, we feel really bad. If we are not good at something, we feel really bad. It starts off at school, like very primary school, when we go and we try something, and if we get a bad grade at math, we get a bad grade at science or whatever, we get a lot of backlash from our family and we have to feel stupid, and even one mistake is like detrimental. So when we grow up, we become really afraid of trying things because realistically, nobody's going to be good at everything, right? Like no matter how smart you are, there will be times when you try really hard and you'll be worse than everyone else at that one thing. And I'm going to relate this back to myself. And then I'll go back to the topic that I was trying to say with Vladimir again. But the reason I'm talking about this is because I had a really, really bad experience in the past few days. At my current job, although it's sales, there's a lot of paperwork that needs to be done. And if there's anything about me, I'm really, 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 really bad at paperwork. So I just, you have to like measure up the places and stuff, and I'm really bad at measurements. I'm really bad at like writing down precise numbers and like dividing them and all this stuff. I always get it all mixed up because my brain doesn't work like that. And I've been feeling really bad about it because, well, I've had a similar upbringing as you. You know, my family, my nose is really shiny because I got hit in there last night. But anyway, my family was like extremely strict on everything. Something I did, whenever I did something bad, it was like a really big deal. Oh my God, Boris, like, how are you not good at math? I know you're good at this and that, but you need to be good at this. Every single mistake made me feel like I was just a faulty human. Like I was just a human being that wasn't living up to like a normal human standard. Even when I got a job and I was somewhat successful, you could say, it still wasn't enough. And I still felt like I was a loser because that was ingrained into my mind. So anyway, I've been feeling really bad about it. And I've just started to I just started to bring myself back into my, I'm trying to figure out a way to say this without sounding gay. My inner confidence. I've been trying to channel my inner confidence. Because a long time ago, I've accepted that I'm not good at a lot of things. You know, like I know for a fact that I can't be a physician or a chemist or a mathematician, anything like that. I know that I can be a bunch of other things, but there's so many things that I can't be. I'm quite good at sales, for example. I would like to think. I'm quite good at making these videos, I would think. I'm quite good at giving dawah online in certain contexts. And that's a very, very big accomplishment, in my opinion. You know, if I get hundreds of people to internalize this Islamic concept, I would like to think I'm more successful than some guy who's really good at numbers or whatever. Now that person might feel better because his family's happy about it, but there's no reason that we should pursue the path that feels right traditionally. This is what I really admired about Vladimir, because he would run into so much trouble, you know, like legal troubles, and like he would everybody in the Russian community hates him. He's like a really controversial figure. He would lose this, lose that. He wasn't even that good at fighting because he was getting old, but he just didn't give a damn, and that allowed him to succeed so monumentally. In fact, there was a situation where he came face to face with a bunch of Muslims, so a bunch of Uzbeks like me. It was this really big community, and they were all really good at fighting. Like any of them could beat him in a fight. So they were extremely knowledgeable. They all went to university, so they were all really smart. Like university back in the day, nowadays it's a different story. But these guys were really smart, and they were all against the idea of starting this competition in Australia and bringing it to world level. They were all saying, "Oh no, Australia, we're not good enough. We don't have enough fighters. We don't have enough coaches. It's unsafe." Blah. And they all went against Vladimir. Vladimir just did not give a damn. He just said, "Well, yeah, we don't have enough coaches. We don't have any of this. Who cares? Let's just start it and see where it goes." Guess what ended up happening? They started their own community. Nobody gave a damn about them. Vladimir's team, inclusive of me, came to the top. We were represented at the highest level of competitions in the world for that particular sport. And he made Sambo into a sport in Australia, which is a pretty good accomplishment. He connected with the Sambo officials in Russia, and they were sending us free uniforms. in giving us money to create this whole thing, this program. So who's actually right? The people, there's like 10 people who are extremely educated can get overpowered just by one guy who just doesn't give a damn. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. You can look at people like, for example, you can look at Elon Musk, who's a very interesting person. His social skills are really bad. Let's just admit it. And people always say, oh, if you want to be good at business, you need to be able to sell, you need to have social skills, you need to be charismatic, this. He just doesn't care. He just does not care. He's good at what he's good at, which is, I don't even know. He's like taking risks, or he's good at like just being ambitious. And the rest of the thing handles itself because he just focuses on what he's good at. So Elon Musk himself is like better than like, hundreds of thousands of people who got a PhD. He's more useful to the society. Throughout my life, there's been so many things that I've been really, really bad at. And some of the things I was bad at, I really wanted to be good at it, But it's been such a trauma healing process to convince myself that not everything has to be negative and pessimistic, because that's how I was raised. Not everything has to be criticism. Not everything has to be, you're bad at this, you should be good at this, you need to start thinking about this, you need to start getting better grades. Not everything has to be like that. You just need to relax and just do what you're good at. Now, you watching this video, you might be good at something really specific. Working out, fitness. Maybe you're really bad at talking, but you're really good at fitness. Make social media content on fitness. Just record yourself working out and just put like writings. Maybe you're good at writing as well. Put like cool captions, put like cool like text on the video, and start uploading every day. You might become successful if you're really good at fitness. You didn't need to speak. You became a social influencer without having to speak. Maybe you're really good at speaking just like me, and you're not good at anything else. Just talk. Say, be funny, or be informative. Be quirky and make videos. Maybe it's entertainment, maybe it's teaching people stuff, and you will get successful. Social media has opened up so many opportunities. And I know we like to talk bad about social media is bad. And yeah, it's bad in many ways. But it also allowed for anyone to succeed by utilizing their skill sets. There are people out there who are successful, who are really, really bad at everything. Really stupid, their IQ is extremely low, but they're successful because they're stuck to what they're good at. Specifically, I'm referring to entertainment people. Like rap musicians, for example. A lot of them are really, 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 really stupid. But they're really good at articulating. They're very good at expressing something. And that made them ultra, ultra successful. So this is a video that, I wish I saw, because I would download it and I would keep listening to it over and over, because it fixes this fault in my brain that's always holding me back from success. This insecurity, why am I not good at this? What's wrong with me? No, you can be good at anything as long as you stick to your true nature. Even if you can't start a business and get rich, forget about it. Get a normal job. Maybe you're good at saving. Save. Be a cheapie. And using all that money, invested into real estate, invested into, I wouldn't say Bitcoin or something like that. I would say invested into something good. I would say go and buy an apartment in Thailand or something and rent it out. You do this like for 5, 6, 7 years in a row, you will be rich, even if you're bad with money, even if you're stupid. You just got rich by working a noble job and saving money and using currency hacking. because things are a lot cheaper in Thailand, obviously. It's so simple, bro. Stop stressing yourself out. I guess that's the morale of this video. Give me a comment if you have anything to say about this concept, and follow my Instagram because I've been doing pretty well in there, alhamdulillah.